Set up for a prone shoulder stretch using either a bolster or two blocks side by side with a folded blanket on top. You may also want a second folded blanket or towel to pad underneath your knees and hips as we progress through our shapes. Place your elbows on the props about shoulder distance, palms pressing into each other. Rest your forehead down on the support as well. Lightly press down through the tops of your feet. Soften the weight of your chest. Feel your breath moving into the sides of your body, back of your lungs. Lightly engage your navel towards your spine with each exhale. Scan your awareness down the front of your body from your forehead down to the tops of your feet, noticing any places where you might be gripping or holding other than that engagement to move your breath. Soften the space between your eyes, unclench your lower jaw. Intentionally deepen your breath as you prepare to move out. Pressing down through your elbows, walk your knees forward, come back onto hands and knees. And we'll transition into a Sphinx pose. If you have another block, set it towards the front of your mat. Bring your hips down onto your folded blanket. Lower ribs on the edge of your block or bolster. So you're using the props kind of like a shelf for your lower ribs, creating a little more space in your low back. If you find that your hips are floating, fold the blanket underneath your hips, bringing it a little closer in so your pubic bone can rest on the bolster, ribs can rest on the block, elbows down to the floor or up onto the block for more space and lift and traction in the front of the body. Take a little time to wiggle, shift, and adjust yourself until you're able to settle into a space of release. You can keep your head upright, focusing on the length and extension through your crown, or you can take a block and rest it underneath your forehead, releasing your jaw, softening the space between your eyes again, consciously letting go of any grip or hold in the front of the body. Feel your breath moving like a wave down the back of your body. Inhaling into your upper, middle, and then lower back. Exhale, softening the weight of your head and your ribs down again. If you find that your mind is moving too much, and even with all of the support you feel unsettled, find more of an active shape and focus on the opening of the front of the body, the engagement of the back body, and how you can support yourself within the integrity of your spine. You might bend your knees, float your heels over your hips, settle the weight of your pelvis, plugging your pubic bones into the support of the blanket or floor beneath you. Wherever you are, we'll transition into a thread the needle shoulder opener. Crisscross your arms, resting your forehead back on that block. If you find that this double cross of the arms is a little too much on your shoulders, re-extend your left arm alongside the block so you're just crossed underneath with the right. Take your breath into the space between your shoulder blades. Chest still turning down. Deepen your breath, lift the back of your head, extend your arms a little bit forward, lifting your elbows, come into a swan or cobra shape. Just in transition, crisscross your arms the other way. Rest your forehead down, remembering you can always take your right arm and extend it forward so that you just have your left arm underneath you. Settling into your breath again, feeling your breath move in between your shoulder blades, opening the back of your lungs. Once again, deepening your breath to prepare for transition. Uncross your arms. Press your palms into the floor in front of your elbows. Lifting your chest, extend your spine into a cobra. You can play with bending the knees again here, floating your feet over the back of your hips. And then release your feet to the floor. Set your hands onto your blocks. Press back towards a variation of child's pose, resting your forearms on the blocks and letting your head drop towards the ground. Knees wide, big toes together. You might find you want to take that blanket that was underneath your hips, roll it, set it under your sitting bones now to elevate your pelvis off of your heels. Revolve your arms in your shoulder joints until your palms face up, thumbs out, creating width across your upper back. While your chest sinks towards the floor, press down with your arms a little to stabilize your shoulders. Let your head rest on something. If it doesn't quite touch the floor, you can slide another block or blanket beneath it. As you inhale, direct your breath into that space between your shoulder blades. As you exhale, allow your body to get heavy. Stay here for as long as it's interesting to you. Whenever you're ready to release out, you'll simply sit yourself up, take a moment to stretch your legs out in front of you, and then move on with your day. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this practice and want to do more, check out the Rhythm and Order series available through the Personal Space membership site. All links available below in the description.